Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're going to be talking about is SEO for every business, because I get asked this quite a lot and there are some caveats to SEO or potentially Facebook ads. If you guys are kind of in the middle, you don't know what you should be investing your money in as a business owner. Now, if you guys do want a free 15-minute growth strategy call, make sure to check out casualdash.com, where you can hop on a call with me for 15 minutes and we can essentially deep dive into your business and go over what you need to run a successful SEO campaign. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the video. So I actually get asked this quite a lot, is SEO for every business? And the simple answer is actually no. There are certain businesses that perform way better on Facebook ads than, for example, SEO, and vice versa as well. So let me give you an example, right? A good or a very good industry that performs very well in SEO is locksmiths, because if you think of it, somebody's locked out of their house at, let's say, 10 p.m. or midnight, and all they want right now is to search up locksmiths near me or locksmiths in Manchester, and basically phone somebody and say, hey, I'm locked out of my house, come and fix the lock, right? Or come and remove the lock. And essentially, that's the user journey. So somebody's locked out of their house. The first thing that they'll do is they'll either go to Google or Bing and search locksmiths, and they'll phone somebody. So that's a really good, profitable industry when it comes to SEO. Now, if you were to do locksmiths for Facebook ads, it's probably not going to be as profitable. If not, it's probably not going to be profitable at all, because the last thing somebody's going to do is go on Facebook and start scrolling, or on Instagram and start scrolling as they've been locked out. They've got an emergency. They need it solving right now, this second. Now, the other side of the coin is niches that don't work on as well on SEO, which might be, for example, if you are an e-commerce platform selling Christmas trees, right? Christmas trees, or potentially even Christmas lights, right? Christmas lights, you're probably going to make most of your sales in October, November, and December. Is it profitable to do an SEO campaign from the start of the year until December? Probably not. The one caveat to this is the fact that obviously if you were to rank for Christmas lights, every year you're going to have that income coming in. So there is that argument. Now, if you wanted instant sales, you would probably want to go down the PPC or Facebook ads route for your Christmas light store. Now, I have actually set up a Google sheet that is essentially breaking down how to essentially figure out if a campaign is profitable or not, right? So a few things prior to me showing you this Google sheet is that, typically speaking, an SEO agency would probably charge you anywhere from, let's say, $1,500 as a bare minimum to anywhere between $4,000 to $6,000 a month to essentially start doing SEO for your business, right? So now that we actually have that number in mind, what I want to show you guys is a simple keyword, which is lawyers New York, right? There's obviously different variations of this. Ahrefs says that we get around 350 searches per month for that keyword. Now, there's obviously going to be different variations. So, like, for example, you might end up ranking for law firms New York, lawyers, the plural New York. So in total, this is a little bit low. But obviously you do have different variations, right? So we're going to say that this it actually gets about 500 searches with all of the different variations, right? So if we actually go over to our Google sheet here, what I've done is in column A1, I have got all of our searches from month 1 all the way to month 12, which would be December, right? So in total, we get about 6,000 searches, and What I've done from that is then I've calculated the conversion rate, which is super important because not all 500 people that visit our website will end up essentially filling out a form or potentially contacting us. Some might essentially go with your competitors. Maybe let's say your competitors have more reviews than you. Maybe they've got more videos and they're a more trustworthy brand. So typically speaking, on average, websites convert at around 3%. That's where you should be. Now, if you guys potentially are converting at a much lower rate, just contact me and I can take a look. Potentially we can work on upping your conversion rates, right? Now, after that, again, not all web forms or not all phone calls end up converting into clients as well, right? So let's say your sales team are converting at 33%. Which is, again, pretty average. Most sales teams, unless you're doing, for example, cold calling, your conversion rate for like a pretty in-market lead should be around 33%. That's how much you should be converting the leads at. Now, this second section is super important. This can either make or break an SEO campaign, right? And that is the back end, right? Now, let's say if every single person that you essentially sell your service or your product to, if you essentially sell them a $50 product or service, you're only getting $247, or you're only making $247 from all of the people you ended up converting. So in total, in 1 year, you're going to make $2,970. Now, a lot of business owners, or quite a lot of people that aren't like business savvy, they might look at this and think that this is a failed SEO strategy, where in reality, if you were to actually up your average order value to, like, let's say $450, and at the end of the year you would walk away with $2,670, right? So there is a massive difference in, for example, being able to offer somebody a much higher or a much more expensive product or service. Now, there's a few ways that you can actually up your back end, so like potentially upping your average order value. So let's say you're an e-commerce store. If, say, for example, let's say you sell televisions, just by sending an email after somebody's ordered and offering them, let's say, television insurance or electronics insurance, you might be able to take someone from, let's say, an average order value of $500 to an additional an additional $250, making that average order value $750 as opposed to just $500. So making slight changes in your business can massively impact how profitable an SEO or PPC or even Facebook ads campaign can be. So this is one thing that I would definitely recommend people getting right, because even though SEO might not be for you, if you have a back end, it doesn't matter if you do PPC, if you do Facebook ads, Pinterest ads, any form of ads or any form of SEO, it's never going to work out, because your average order value is just that low, because then you're spending that much on potentially advertising. It could be even offline ads, it could be billboard ads, it could be whatever. Even if you were to, let's say, rent out a billboard ad in New York for $3,000 for 1 month, right? And let's say it done magical wonders, you're still making a loss of $30 here, right? So just bear that in mind. Prior to doing any form of advertising for your company, you need a really good back end. Now, if, say, for example, you are more of a lawyer, or let's say you are an accountancy firm, some of these things might be, let's say you outsource a lot of the work, and outsourcing it actually ends up costing you more. You can actually bring some of the services in-house to essentially be able to be a more profitable business as well. So these are just a few things that you should be looking at, especially if you are trying to do just any form of advertising. This doesn't only apply to SEO. So I hope that this video has been a little bit more educational for you business owners. And if you guys do have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. And as always, if you want a free 15-minute growth strategy call, make sure to check out casualdash.com. Thanks.